She called it a once-in-a-lifetime event. I called it Tuesday. The email came at 2:17 a.m. No greeting, no warmth. Just a glittering list of her Paris wedding plans and a single line at the bottom. If you want to be part of it, you can watch through the Google Earth window. LOL. I stared at it for a full minute, not because I didn't understand, but because I finally did. Before the fall. There was a time when Emily would run to the door just to see me pull into the driveway. Her tiny hands would grab mine and she'd babble about her day as if every second apart was too long. Then came Mark, my ex-husband, and then Christine, the cool stepmom who handed her champagne at 16 and called it bonding. I was the one paying for private school, car insurance, and later, the Paris Wedding Fund. But somewhere along the way, I stopped being her home base and started being the backup option. The first crack. It wasn't the wedding that told me I'd been replaced. It was her 23rd birthday. She hugged me like a polite stranger. She posted a photo with Christine, captioned, "Thanks to the woman who's always been there for me." No mention of me. But I didn't cry. I learned long ago that tears only feed certain people. The email that changed everything. When the wedding email came, I saw what it really was. Not just exclusion, but humiliation. A public demotion of my role in her life, served with a sarcastic LOL. So I typed a short reply. Sure, enjoy your big day. And I meant it, just not in the way she thought. The plan. You don't raise a child for 26 years without knowing exactly how their life runs, and where it can stop running. I had co-signed the Paris venue deposit. I held the joint account where the final payment would come from. I had all the vendor contacts, because 3 months ago, she'd begged me to just help with the boring paperwork. She forgot who she was dealing with. Step 1. Silence. I stopped answering her calls. I let her think she'd won. The less I reacted, the more careless she became. Emails about menu castings and dress fittings still came my way. She didn't realize every update was ammunition. Step 2. The switch. 3 weeks before the wedding, I redirected the final venue payment to my account. Breach of contract? Sure, but the contract was in my name. That meant the venue would be free to rebook the date unless payment cleared. I called the venue manager, charming, apologetic. "Family emergency," I said. "We can't go through with it. Please refund the deposit." They agreed. The Paris ballroom booked out to another couple within 48 hours. Step 3. The quiet collapse. I contacted the photographer, florist, and caterer. All contracts ran through me. I canceled every single one. The refunds came straight back to my account. I even called the string quartet she'd bragged about on Instagram. The lead violinist said, "Oh, that's a shame." I smiled. Yes, it is. The day before. Emily still hadn't caught on. She was too busy posting countdown photos from a rented Airbnb in Paris. At midnight, I sent one last email. Weddings are tricky. Sometimes you think you know exactly who will be there for you, until you don't. The morning of. She must have woken up to chaos. Her calls started at 5:12 a.m. Paris time. First 3, then 7, then 12 missed calls in under an hour. The texts were frantic. "Mom, venue says we're not booked. Vendors aren't answering. What the hell did you do?" I didn't reply. I didn't even open them. I was too busy making coffee, watching the sun come up over my porch. Somewhere across the world, my daughter was standing in a white dress with nowhere to walk but back to the car. The confrontation. She called from Christine's phone. I answered. Her voice was shredded. "How could you do this to me? To us?" I let a beat of silence stretch until I could hear her breathing hard, like she was about to cry. "I didn't do anything," I said. "I just stopped doing everything." You've ruined my life." "No," I said calmly. "I gave you a lesson you'll never forget. You don't humiliate the person holding the floor beneath your feet." Christine tried to jump in, loud, indignant. I hung up. No mention. The aftermath. She tried to post about it online, but her friends wanted to know why her own mother had all the contracts in her name. Why she'd invite Christine but not me. Why she'd publicly mocked me and still expected my money. The comments turned. The sympathy dried up. In the photos she posted a week later, a courthouse ceremony with Mark and Christine standing stiffly beside her, she looked older, smaller. Reflection. I don't regret it. Not the money, not the silence, not the fact that she'll